Do you watch, or have you ever seen the reality TV show Survivor? That Survivor game showcases much about human nature. Picture yourself on a deserted island. But unlike on Survivor, you are all by yourself, all alone. At first, it's paradise. No emails, no bills, no traffic. But soon, you get hungry. You realize you don't know how to fish or forage, and the sun is getting intense. Just when you're wondering how you'll survive, you spot another person on the island. Relief washes over you until you notice that other person is carrying a spear. Your first instinct isn't cooperation, it's suspicion. What if they want to take the few coconuts you've been able to gather? What if their spear is for you? You decide to make a spear of your own, just in case. That instinct, the push and pull between individuality and connection, between fear and cooperation, is a fundamental part of human nature. It's why we build thriving civilizations and why we start wars. Understanding these patterns helps us live better. Human nature is both our greatest asset and our greatest challenge. It's driven by patterns that help us survive, but also hold us back. 3 key tendencies drive us. First, the illusion of separateness. We perceive ourselves as separate, autonomous beings, disconnected from others and the world around us. While this is not even remotely true, this perspective leads to feelings of loneliness, selfishness, and defensiveness. We view life as me against the world. Believing we are alone and perhaps isolated makes it harder to build connections or ask for help. If it's me versus everyone else, or kill or be killed, survival depends on taking from rather than making with. Suspicion of others leads to unnecessary fear and ultimately conflict. Me against the world is counterproductive for us individually, us collectively, and for our partner and supporter, the earth. Second, to gain some level of safety and security, we rely on tribalism. We move from me against the world to competition of us versus them. We are social beings. Remember the law? All is one, one is all. Can you see how tribalism relates to political polarization? Humans instinctively form groups for safety and identity. However, this tendency often leads to suspicion or hostility towards anyone outside the group and to those within the group who do not conform. While tribalism can promote unity within a group, as it fosters conformity, it also fosters division, prejudice, and competition within and beyond the group. Fear of outsiders limits opportunities for growth and understanding. Embracing tribalism, groups compete for resources, power, and dominance, often leading to violence. A closed group resists new ideas, slowing innovation and progress. The group stagnates. And finally, our third tendency to obsess about control and power while at the same time avoiding responsibility. Fueled by feelings of scarcity, we believe control over circumstances, resources, and people is the ultimate solution to uncertainty. This drive to control others and what's out there leads to destructive behavior that doesn't serve our best interests. Constantly striving for control is exhausting. It's stressful. Competing for power pits individuals and groups against each other. Again, think back to our economic stratification and political polarization discussion. Focusing on control, we miss opportunities for collaboration and mutual benefit. And think about this. People desperately want and seek power, which they see as freedom, while at the same time avoiding responsibility. Well, responsibility is the flip side of the coin of freedom. You can't have one without the other. Understanding these all too human tendencies, the illusion of separateness, a tendency toward tribalism, and an incessant need to control is the first step to overcoming them. Begin shifting your perspective and actions. Think about your island moments. Have you ever felt isolated, defensive, or overly competitive? What triggered those feelings? How did those feelings affect your actions and relationships? Now, step back to challenge the illusion of separateness. Are you really alone, or do you choose to isolate yourself? What about breaking down tribal barriers? Identify a group you've been wary of. This could be at work, in your community, or in your personal life. How might you bridge that gap? By attending a meeting, having a conversation, or simply listening to another perspective without judging. And finally, reframe your desire for control. Next time you feel the need to dominate a situation, pause and ask, what outcome do I really want? Am I willing to take on the responsibility to truly be free? Practice letting go of one small thing, a task, a conversation, or even an expectation. The outcome might just amaze you. Back on the island, you realize that your spear won't bring you water or shelter. You approach the other person cautiously, and instead of a fight, you find an opportunity to cooperate. Together, you build a fire, collect food, and laugh under the stars. Human nature is full of pushes and pulls toward isolation and connection, competition and cooperation. By understanding these patterns and choosing differently, we can transcend the instinct for me versus them and create lives and societies rooted in trust, empathy, and shared purpose. Together, we can do more than just survive.